I recently picked up this Chevy Tahoe, and in this video, we're going to be giving it a full transformation using parts that you can get off of eBay. Now, our goal for this is really just going to be to update various parts and components to make it a good, reliable daily driver and not spend a ton of money in fixing it up. Now, I've done something similar to my old 2004 Suburban, and that thing was a ton of fun to drive. You could actually fit 8 people in that pretty easily. Only downside was like 95% of the time it was just me driving it. So I needed to downsize, and I found this for sale in Fort Worth, picked it up, and we're gonna go ahead and get going. It is a 4-wheel drive, and it's finished in this really nice blue that actually is a factory color, and on the inside it's also blue, so I love that blue on blue theme. Not necessarily perfect, the AC vents needs to be replaced, the cup holder needs to be replaced and whatnot, but all things considered, it's in pretty good condition. Even the headliner is solid as well, so it's really nice to not have to worry about that. Under the hood we have the 5.7. It's pretty clean under here, not necessarily like pristine or anything. It's not bad for, you know, a vehicle of this age, and there is an aftermarket alarm system as well as an aftermarket amp that was hooked up. Probably going to end up scrapping that because it's not necessarily the cleanest work, but everything in here is checking out. Now, everything that I'm going to put on this vehicle, I'm going to go ahead and link in the description box down below in case you guys are wanting to do something similar. To start off, we're probably just going to be taking parts off. So I was able to remove the side steps. They're actually pretty easy. There were just a couple bolts on each one. Now what we're trying to do is trying to remove the grill guard. There's basically a handful of bolts that hold it together. There's 3 on each side, but if anybody needs a couple iron cross side steps, let me know.
Pretty heavy.
So this is what the front end of the new Tahoe looks like. With the grill guard and the side steps off, the profile of this vehicle got a lot smaller, which I do like. Fits in the garage a lot easier. I'm really liking how it's looking so far. As you can see, these headlights are pretty faded, so we do have some new upgraded ones, same with the tail lights. But main thing being, a lot of the parts have already been delivered. I think these are the new tail lights that we're gonna be installing. This will probably be the first thing we install, because on the Suburban, we never actually addressed the tail lights, but that was something I definitely wanted to do.
Oh, there's another box.
You can see here, these tail lights do have a really updated look.
Ta-da!
Yeah, so these already have this LED tube, which is gonna look really good. I believe that's the running light, and then these lights in the center are the brake lights. It does already come with the resistor, because these are all, you can see, these are all halogen bulbs, and these will basically be LED upgrades. So it'll be a lot brighter as well, and this is definitely what I'm excited to do. More boxes. Should be the new headlights. Yep, that's the back.
You got the back.
There we go.
Ta-da!
You can see it has this little tube around the edge. It's going to be the new DRL, so that way the vehicle, whenever it's actually just driving during the day, it does have a nice little bit of a glow. And then you can also see that the reflectors are a lot more reflective, so it'll look a lot better. And the lens is clear, as opposed to these, which are basically just faded over. So we'll get a lot more visibility out of it, and the goal is also to upgrade to LED bulbs, so that way we can have LEDs all around. This is gonna be the new grill. So there's really nothing crazy about it. It's just a replacement grill. It does have this primer finish because I would like to get this painted in a gloss black, especially considering this grill's a little dated. You can see it's chipping right there. So it'll also give a little bit more of that modern look, so not as much chrome. So here we have a new set of fender flares. Now the fender flares on this vehicle, there's basically a few different styles you can get. These are the factory style. It goes towards the bottom right here.
That makes so much more sense.
So you can kind of see the look right there. What's up, bud? You gonna help out?
No.
No? Okay. And then compared to the stock one, this one is aftermarket, so it's actually not stock. But it's a little dated, and it doesn't actually give off too much light, so we'll be able to use this one as its replacement. There we go. I do have remote entry, so I can just unlock the vehicle and make sure it all works. And there you go. So we can go ahead and start working on the front end because the grill is back from paint. Now this specific paint, I very much have our friend at the paint shop to thank. Because I was just going for a gloss black and he really wanted to use this paint. He was showing it to me and He basically wanted to get my opinion if I liked it, and basically, you know, I figure if it's something he wants to do, then he probably knows a lot more than I do. And as you can see, this is one of the most beautiful colors of paint in my opinion. I would love to get as many pieces as I could painted this color. As you can tell, the headlights are very, very faded, and the grill is also pretty old too. There's a lot of this going on, a lot of flaking. They actually match pretty well with the tail lights. Let me show you if I line them up together. Door moved again. They do have a similar style and they look really good, so I kind of want to keep that theme going around the vehicle. So we have the headlight housings set. Looks like they line up really, really well, so that's definitely good. And I can secure them a little bit more now because I only put the 2 on the top just to make sure that everything was good. From there, we can basically mount the corner lights onto the grill, and we'll basically be wrapping everything up after that. They have a nice finish. They blend really well with the paint on the grill. Don't want to take this paper off up until we actually have this on the truck, just so we don't have to worry about scratching anything or damaging anything. And once we get that, we can basically work with these and put these in position as well. It took some effort, but here's everything put together. It wasn't really difficult in the grand scheme of things. I guess my main thing was I was just trying to line everything up as best as I could. I wanted all the lines with the DRLs to kind of flow together, and I think I did a pretty good job of that. Because you're basically having to massage all the little light components together with the corner lights, the turn signals, being that the headlights themselves, they actually are mounted before everything. So you kind of have to account for that, knowing that you're probably going to have to massage the turn signal a little bit more, because it's a little more feasible to mess with that one than it is the one that's already mounted. This is basically like, it's kind of like an overlay, I guess, and you can see it has a little plug right there. So a lot of this is going to light up, and it's basically going to give it a new look, because currently the stock gauge cluster is pretty dated, as you can tell. I guess the first order of business is going to be to open this up, because we need to open it up anyway, so we'll do it now. We have everything almost buttoned up. I just needed to kind of mount this, but probably just gonna put it somewhere underneath here. This is to adjust it from blue to green and then adjust the brightness as well. So for being a relatively simple and pretty inexpensive upgrade, it's actually giving a really big drastic difference from stock, and looks really good. The Tahoe is back from the paint shop. As you can see now, she is entirely covered in the beautiful indigo blue metallic. And if you remember, there was essentially a two-tone, and it was blue and silver. Not gonna lie, I did actually like it, but for how I wanted to put the vehicle together, it didn't really line up. So it was kind of limiting what I could do. But with getting it done, we also added these fender flares, which I really, really like. And we also got the bumper color matched as well. Usually for OBS Chevys, the bumper and the grille are gonna be the same color, whether it's chrome or blacked out or color matched. I kind of want to do a little bit different, just to kind of play with the blacked out headlight housings. I think it'll look a little bit better, just kind of like all dark right here. And this came out really, really good. Granted, this isn't like the first time anyone's ever done this. I think a ton of people do it, but it's usually where people color match both or go for black both. So you can really see that sparkle in the paint. I'm really happy having everything all one color. I also picked up the set of wheels that I found on eBay, so I am gonna go for something a little bit more aggressive down the line, but I found these for an absolute steal. They were listed at like $600 and something, brand new for a set of 22-inch wheels. For a budget build, it's basically exactly what we're looking for. So I'll rock these for the time being, and we'll see how they look on the Tahoe. So the seats that the Tahoe currently has got done up by the previous owner. They're just the buckets though, and I do have the center console. But what we're gonna be swapping them out for are these seats over here in the garage, this bench seat right here. Now I know most people usually do the opposite and go from bench seats to buckets, but personally, I grew up with bench seats and I absolutely love them. I feel like they're a lot more comfortable, feels a lot more spacious as well. I can have my girlfriend right next to me. And this Tahoe is also a great candidate because it has the push button engagement for 4-wheel drive as opposed to the floor shifter, and being able to fit an entire extra person that easily is definitely something I'm interested in. These seats came out of a mid-90s Silverado, and the interior in that thing was blue as well. So everything's gonna be uniform, like the brackets and whatnot. The only difference is gonna be that it's cloth, not vinyl, but we can get those reupholstered down the road. But as for the time being, honestly, I'm really enjoying this cloth. It's pretty crazy how drastically different a vehicle can look and feel just with a handful of casual upgrades. But I think that's what really drew me into this Tahoe in the first place, just the fact that it didn't need any body work, it didn't have any mechanical issues. As is, it was already a good driver, and you can pretty much put it together however you want. But as for the budget build aspect of this thing, I think that's what we're gonna call it. Granted, there's still a ton of stuff that I wanna do, but that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I will see you in the next one.